It is time for another EDC update, this time for the month of June. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. But if you're new here, my name's Talon. I make new videos every single week, and if you are into everyday carry gear, essentials, and everything that is in your pockets, then consider subscribing because we're doing a new EDC video every single month. I'm a little late to the party on this one. I've had a lot of videos coming out recently, so this is a little bit delayed, but this is what has been in my pockets for the month of June. We're gonna get all the boring stuff out of the way right away, the things I always talk about. Cell phone is an iPhone 15 Pro, the little guy with a pop socket on the back there. My keys also never change. This is the key to my Tacoma, and I have that on a Travex Talon carabiner that I designed with them. It's like a little multi-tool, dual gate carabiner, Phillips head, flathead pry bar, you already know. My belt actually changed last month, but it's pretty much the same belt, just a different buckle this time. This is also coming from Travex, and it's their cinch belt with their CNC black anodized buckle on there, made in the USA. Love these belts, I use them all the time, and they are perfect for supporting things in your waistband like this guy right here. A lot of people always ask me to talk about this, although it has not changed in a very long time, and this is my signature TS43X. It started its life as a Glock 43X, and then I did my own custom stipple package on there, slide cuts, a little bit of a port on the side there, not a ported barrel though. Holosun 507K on top and Apex trigger. I'm running Shield mags in here, so 15 round mags, Federal HST 124 grain, I believe. And I sometimes switch out my holster, but not very often. This is the Associate from my buddy Mike, last line of defense. He makes really kick-ass holsters, so I got an extra mag there. 31 rounds in total. That doesn't change, and that's why I don't really show it all that often. Now for the things that have changed, kind of slightly changed actually. These right here, the glasses that I've been telling you guys about for the past couple of EDC videos now. I've been wearing these for like 7 years. This is actually a new pair of the William Painter levels, and they are an acetate, so it's almost like a plasticky type of material as opposed to the titanium ones that I typically always wear. Same polarization on there, they fit me really great, and I'm picky with sunglasses. These fit my face, and it's what I've always been wearing in videos, and people have asked me a million times. William Painter levels, I do have a discount code for these, and you can find that in the description down below, as well as all of the other stuff that I'm showing you in this video. These glasses are new. They're about $50 cheaper than the titanium version, but if you're gonna go all out, I would just get the titanium. I think these will last a while, but I know for a fact that the titanium pair lasts a very long time. Buy once, cry once mentality there. You could buy the same pair of $10 sunglasses from a gas station over and over again, or you could invest in a quality pair and wear them for a long time. Or don't. I'm not making these videos to sell you guys anything. I'm just telling you this is what I use in my daily life. So William Painter acetate levels. Another honorable mention, I have actually been wearing this thing quite a lot. I brought this up in a few different recent videos. This is a Model Outdoors Infinity tool. This company actually took one of the reels that I made and they've been running it as an ad, so you may have seen that. Sorry if it's been blowing up your feed, but I actually love these things. I have them in my Tundra, strapping basically everything down, and having one on your wrist may be a little bit weird at first. I typically only wear a watch, so having something on this wrist felt a little weird at first, but there's a lot of cool uses for it. You can strap gear down, you can tie up cables for your phone when you're moving around and things like that. So I have that with just their standard kind of link on my wrist pretty much all the time now, and it's handy to have something as a tool useful on your wrist all the time. Since we're talking about the wrist, over here on this side, I'm just gonna pop it off. You guys have seen this before, but I've been wearing my Explorer 2 quite a lot recently. Outside in the sun, in the desert, up in the mountains, sweating all the time. I've done a full video on it, and if you want to check that out, I'll leave a link for it up in the corner, but absolutely love this watch. It's basically my daily driver, wear it all the time, and it just keeps on working as it should. One of the only real tool watches remaining in the Rolex lineup, so absolutely love this thing. If you're curious why I'm wearing this watch, definitely check out the video because I explained everything over there. Now moving on to some of the fun stuff. We have a new light, a new knife, and a new wallet, and all of these are pretty drastically different from other things that I've been carrying in the past. Let's start off with the light. This is a company that I've actually tested maybe 2 or 3 lights out. Actually, yeah, this is the third one. We had the X3, we had the G5, I believe, and now this right here is a light coming from Woobin, and this one is the X4. Now there's a lot of cool features with this light. I do like the form factor, although it is on the larger side for me personally. It has a really strong pocket clip, so my complaints about the last one that I was testing, I believe last month, that has gone away. This thing is built like a tank and it's been serving me really well. There's a little switch on the side over here for a lockout, so when it's all the way down, the light will not turn on. There is a button to activate it over here. When I push up into the first mode, you will get a RGB light on the side here, and if we spin the dial, which typically adjusts the brightness, that will change to a bunch of different colors. Red is definitely the most useful when you're out camping or in dark environments, so typically I will leave that on red, and then if I push it up one more, that's going to take us into the standard light mode. So I don't remember the specs of this off the top of my head. I want to say it might be like 1200 lumens on its max brightness, so like that right there. Again, the dial, you can dial that down to make it a little bit more dim, and then if you press it all the way up, you're going to be in the moonlight mode, which is most useful like around the house, in your bedroom, stuff like that, when you're not trying to blind everyone else around you. Also, when you have that switch all the way up in the moonlight mode, you do get access to the charging port on there, which is USB-C. I love USB-C, you guys know, I talk about it all the time. So that is the light. There are a few other modes, like if I double tap, I believe, that will put you into sort of like a strobe mode with the different colors. There's a bunch of different button presses and things to change through the modes, and I can't keep track of all of them because honestly, they're not all the same. But there's strobe modes, there's actually a clicky tail cap on the back here, which will take you into the turbo mode. So if you're using this as like a tactical flashlight, you do have that there. And then there is a magnet on here which cannot fall out. So you stick that to something that is metal and it will, oh, there you go. There's the strobe mode. So if you double click on that tail cap there, strobe mode. This runs off of one large 18650 battery. So the battery compartment right here pops open. This is also Woobin branded, 3400 milliamp hours. So I guess you could have a second one of those in your pocket or in your truck if you want a quick recharge without actually plugging the light in. I charged this once at the beginning of the month and haven't had to charge it since. So this light's been pretty good. It does have a clip so you can put it on the front of a baseball cap and you can use it hands-free, although it is a little bit large and a little bit heavy using it in that manner, but this light has been pretty good for the month. Next up, let's move on to the wallet, because although it is very interesting, I think the knife might be the most interesting out of everything here. So this one was sent to me a little while ago from a company that I actually have not heard of, but it's a company called PunCube, I believe, if I'm saying that correctly, and this is their mech wallet. So it's, I believe, titanium. Again, I don't remember the specs on this off the top of my head either, but I'll be leaving links to everything in the description down below. But it is an all metal wallet with an optional money clip. This thing just kind of clips onto the back here. They say you can actually remove it because it's sort of like this sticky adhesive. I have not removed it, although I don't carry cash very often. If I do have a couple bills on me, I can simply slide them in the back there and hold cash with it too. This will hold like 6 to 8 cards depending on the style of card that you have and the way you access them. If I pinch the wallet from the bottom and kind of push up, it exposes all of your cards there, making them very easy to access. And you can see when I push it back down, they will stay out until I push them back into place. This is probably my fastest like get a card out, pay for something, put it away wallet ever. You could do like speed draws with it. I typically just pinch it in my left hand, and it helps if you grab from the bottom of the wallet and you just push out. And then my most frequently used card I will leave right in the front, so I can pull that out, tap to pay, slide it back in, and then close it all up. So it makes payment really easy. You're not fumbling around like opening straps and things like that. I haven't really used a wallet like this before, but I actually really do dig it. Now, if I bring you a little bit closer, you can kind of see the mechanism in there. So that is what is pushing your cards up and like fanning them out. I don't know if you can hear what this sounds like, but it is super fidgety, and that is another thing that I like about it. I'll find myself, instead of flicking out a knife, I'll just be kind of sitting there like messing around with like the ratchet mechanism of this wallet. So I like this thing a lot. They offer a few different finishes and a few different styles. So shout out to PunCube for sending this thing out for me to test. If you guys want to check this out, again, links in the description down below. And I kind of want to keep using this, but again, we're switching it up every month, so got to try something new for the month of July. Now, last but not least, this one you guys have probably seen on social media before. It showed up at my house when I wasn't around, so by the time I got to testing it, there was already a ton of videos out there, but this brand right here is probably familiar to some of you guys, Worksharp Knives. They have actually created their own knife. I don't want to like beat a dead horse here because you guys have probably seen this already, but they sent a little like EDC caddy tray, so you can set this thing on your nightstand and throw all of your essentials into it. They sent a whole list of kind of what this thing is, so I'll just breeze through this quickly. But first, let's check out the knife in question. Look at this guy right here. Super clean design. This is the new RMX coming from Worksharp. So the note from these guys say, you're holding something we've been excited about for a long time, the RMX or the Remix. This is Worksharp's first knife and they designed it to be simple, capable, and fun to use. This has officially dropped at Blade Show, which just passed on June 6th, and they're aiming for a price for under $200. I know they have sold out of these and then brought them back in stock and then sold out again. I don't know if any are in stock at the time of me filming this video, but if you're interested in this thing, then you can check out their website. Again, links in the description. So there's a lot of really cool things about this knife, and the main reason they sent this little tray right here is because you can change the pivot system of this blade. There's a whole lot of instructions that come with it, and honestly, it's really easy to do, but right here is a breakdown view of how everything works. I, of course, just have this as a normal kind of push button manual folder because I like the fidget factor to it. You can kind of flick it out, flick it back in, and this to me is a little bit more fidgety than an automatic knife. Some people's opinions are going to differ on that a little bit, and I did actually install the new pivot. This guy right here, this is gonna be super hard to show on camera, but there's a bunch of little bearings and springs and O-rings and tools where you can actually use this little tool that they include, pop out the pivot. It's magnetic, which is cool. I can pop that pivot out, put this pivot in, and then it will be an automatic knife. So maybe you're in an area where you can't always have an automatic knife, then you want to just have this right here. This is basically like buying two knives in one. I personally like the manual folder of it, but let's take a look at the knife itself. Magnesium handles on here, and it's already showing a little bit of wear, which I personally like, kind of adds to the patina and style of it, but the finish has been rubbing off a little bit because it has been in my pocket and I've been using it quite a lot. One thing that I really like about this blade is this front finger choil here. It fits my hand and finger perfectly, so you can really like choke up on the knife if you need to do anything like at a camp spot. Maybe you're feather sticking some wood to have a traditional wood fire. Really nice jimping down the back of it as well. And this is an M390 blade, so we're talking some super steels here. M390 seems to be kind of like the standard with high-end blades nowadays. I remember a few years ago when like some CPMs were up there, and then they just keep getting better and better over time. The pocket clip on here is really nice, and I believe it is reversible as well, but I just have it in the tip up right hand carry position. It's how I carry all my knives. Kind of an integral body on there. The magnesium is super, super lightweight. I don't know how they're producing these, I haven't asked, but for their first blade, this thing is really, really nice. Whether they're doing it in-house or having someone else do it, I'm not sure. For me personally, I would like to see some different color pivot options on there, and you could basically get really wild with this, coat them all different colors. The finish on the blade has held up really nice, and this thing came really sharp, as you would expect coming from a company like Worksharp. Haven't touched this thing up at all, but this thing is a really nice size, kind of on par with like maybe a Benchmade bug out, maybe a little bit longer than that. But at the same time, very lightweight, fills up your hand a lot more than a bug out. And Worksharp absolutely killed it with this blade. The RMX, the Remix, if you guys are into knives where you can change out the pivot system and stuff, then I would highly recommend checking them out. I would change a pivot and show you right now, but there's already a ton of videos out there online, and this is how I like to carry the knife, so not gonna mess with it right now, but it is cool. Takes about maybe 2 to 3 minutes once you get used to it, and again, it's like having two knives in one. So I believe that's everything for the month of June. Just a few new items here and there. If you guys have any recommendations for what to carry in July, I've actually already got that kind of dialed in already. So future months, if there's something that you want to see me check out, let me know in the comments down below. All relevant links down there as well. And if you have any questions on anything that you saw in this pocket dump, let me know. I'll answer anything as best as I can. So that's all that I had for this EDC update. If you guys are new to this channel, consider clicking subscribe. I make new videos every single week. As always, thanks for watching. I'll talk to you in the next one.